Welcome back to another Lessons with Ming. Today we will extend our discussion on logarithm. Here are our learning targets. There are two of them. The learning targets are two. First, given that I have an addition of two logarithms, I can rewrite it as a logarithm of the product of the two factors involved. Next, given that I know the logarithm of the product of two factors x and y, I can re-express that as logarithm of x plus logarithm of y. Alright, let us start by considering question number 1. What to do with question number 1? Here, we notice that the bases are the same. And we have the addition of logarithm of something plus logarithm of another thing. The factors are different. Here, the factor is 4. Here's the factor of 8. So, this is basically case number 1. Since the bases are the same, I can just rewrite this as logarithm base 2 and take the products of the two factors, 4 and 8. So I will get logarithm of 4 times 8 is 32 and base 2. Actually, this question, so logarithm 32 base 2. Now, you can continue doing this and say, well, how much 2 has to be raised to get 32? The answer to that is actually 5. Alright, and is this the correct answer? We can do a check because the left hand side of this equation is actually relatively simple. So logarithm 4 base 2, I can actually evaluate that as well. That is, how much the base 2 has to be raised to get the factor 4? Answer here is 2. And then next, how much the logarithm 8 base 2 is, that is, how much the base 2 has to be raised to get now 8? The answer is 3. So you can see that 2 plus 3 is actually equal to 5. And that is precisely the answer we obtain here by taking the product of the factors. Right, next we consider question number 2. Question number 2 is logarithm of 81 plus logarithm of 19, everything base 3. You can see that same base. So if they are same bases, then I can combine them together. That is, the factors have to be multiplied. 81 times 1 over 9 base 3. So that becomes logarithm of 9 base 3. And I can evaluate that as well. How much 3 the base has to be raised to get 9? The answer here is 2. And end of the story. The next one is logarithm of 25 plus logarithm 4. Since the base is not written, this is assumed to be base 10. But I don't have to write that in. I can just rewrite that as logarithm as well. Not writing. If it's not written, then it's assumed to be 10. And now, I take the product of the two factors, 25 times 4. So I have logarithm of 100. The answer to that is basically just 2 because 10 has to be raised twice to get 100. Welcome back. Let's check our answers. Alright, the first one, question A, both the bases are not identified, therefore they are assumed to be base 10. And now because they're same base, now I can just take the product of the two factors, that is 400 times a quarter. That gives me logarithm of 100. And because the base here is 10, so then I know the answer, that is 10 has to be raised twice to get 100. So the answer is 2. Now the next question is this. Natural log of square root of e plus natural log of square root of e. Now the way to do it could be, because these are the same thing, that are just twice of natural log of square root of e. And square root of e can be written as e to the power of half. Alright, e to the power of half. Therefore, that is just going to be 2 times half natural log of e. In another word, 2 times square root of 2 times half is 1. So the answer is basically natural log of e. But natural log of e is basically logarithm e base e. So the answer in this case has to be 1 because the base has to be raised only once to get e. So that's the answer. Did you get both of these correct? Excellent. Now let's look at question number 2. Question number 2 is a little bit more involved. So we are given that x is ln2 and y is ln3, and we have to express this in terms of x and or y. How about ln natural of 6? Well, we can think of this as the product 2 and 3, for example. We can think of this as the product 2 and 3, for example. So ln6 can be written as ln2 times 3. Because this is a product of two factors, then I can use using this particular property, if the factors, product of two factors, then can be written as the addition of two logarithms. All right. Therefore, this can be written as ln2 plus ln3. So ln2 itself is x, ln3 is y, so the answer is just x plus y. How about ln9, natural log of 9? Natural log of 9 can be thought of as natural log of 3 squared. So here the factor is 3 and the exponent is 2. So the x, and there's a logarithm in front, so the 2 can go down. So 2 ln3. And ln3 itself is y, so this is 2y. Okay, now we go to 16. 16 here is ln, you can think of it as 2 raised to the power of 4. 16. So similar to b, the factor comes down, 4 ln2. So ln2 itself is x, so this is 4x. Next is ln24. ln24 can be thought of ln. Now we have to express 24 in terms of 2 and 3. So we can think of this 24 as 3 times 8, for example. So that become ln3 plus ln8. And ln3 itself is just going to be y. ln8 is ln2 raised to the power of 3. So that will be y plus 3 ln2 or y plus 3x. Did you get everything correct? If so, congratulations. This is the end of these lessons, and I hope now you are able to attend these two learning targets. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.